Okay, so you did it, you tossed the graduation cap, you've got the diploma, and now everyone, and I mean everyone, has advice for you. It's always the same stuff, right? Invest in stocks, max out your 401k, start saving for a house. And look, that's all solid advice for later. But what if I told you the most important assets you can build right now have nothing to do with your bank account?
So there you are, degree in hand, standing at this massive crossroads. What's the very first step you take? You've got 1,000 paths in front of you and all this pressure to make the right moves for your future. But where do you actually start? Before you even think about downloading a stock trading app, let's totally reframe what an investment really is.
And this is it. This is what cuts right through all that noise. On the left, you've got the traditional stuff, the financial advice we all hear. But on the right, that's the real foundation. These are the 3 pillars that make all that financial success even possible. We're talking about your health, your skills, and your time. Trust me, these are the assets that are going to pay the highest dividends over your entire lifetime.
So let's kick things off with the absolute bedrock, the one thing that underpins every single dream or ambition you have. Forget about portfolios for a second. Your number one most critical asset is and always will be your health. And this right here just says it all. I mean, let that really sink in for a second. You can totally recover from a bad stock pick. You can find a new job. But you only get one body and one mind. Grinding them into dust in your 20s for a quick career boost? That's the worst trade you could ever possibly make.
So how do you actually invest in your health? Well, it's not about suddenly running a marathon tomorrow. It's about building a consistent routine for exercise that you can stick with. It's about fueling your body with balanced meals, not just trying to survive on caffeine and whatever's in the vending machine. It means making 7 to 9 hours of sleep a non-negotiable, because it's literally the best performance enhancer on the planet. And you gotta be ruthless about spotting the habits that drain your energy and just cutting them out.
And that's the big takeaway here. Health isn't some separate little box you check off your to-do list. No, it is the platform for everything else. Your energy, your focus, your resilience, your ability to handle the crazy stress that's coming. It all comes from your physical and mental well-being.
That's it exactly. Health is the fuel, and without it, even the most powerful engine in the world is just going to sit there, going nowhere.
Okay, so you've built the foundation, you're fueled up, you're focused. So what's next? How do you actually multiply your own value out in the world? How do you become more capable, more effective, more valuable? And that brings us right to our second big investment, the multiplier. We are talking about your skills and your knowledge. This is the asset that truly makes you more valuable every single day.
I absolutely love this idea of compounding skills. Just think about it for a minute. It's just like money in a high-yield savings account, right? Every single skill you learn builds on the last one. Learning how to communicate clearly makes your technical skills way more valuable. Understanding sales makes your product design skills more impactful. They don't just add up one by one. They literally multiply each other's value.
And investing here is super straightforward. First, you learn high-value skills, the stuff the market actually wants and needs. Then, you make a promise to yourself to never stop upgrading the skills you already have. Your degree was the starting line, not the finish line. And you just have to commit to being a lifelong student, whether that's through books, online courses, or finding a mentor who's already where you want to be.
And you know, the payoff here is so direct. When you invest in your skills, you see it in your earning potential. You see it in how fast your career grows. And maybe most importantly, you feel it in your own personal confidence, that deep down feeling that comes from knowing you are capable and can add real value anywhere you go.
Ultimately, that's what this is all about. The more skilled you become, the bigger the problems you can solve, and the greater the impact you can have on the world.
Which leads us to the final critical question. Okay, so you need health and you need skills. But what's the one resource you have to spend to build both of them? The one thing you absolutely cannot get more of.
And the answer is our third and maybe our most precious investment, your time. You have to stop thinking of time as something that just happens to you. You need to start thinking of it as your ultimate currency. It's what you spend every day.
This quote is such a gut check, because unlike money, you can never earn back a wasted hour. It is a completely non-renewable resource. Every single second is a transaction, and once you spend it, it is gone for good.
So how do you invest your time wisely? This little roadmap is your guide. It's about planning your day with intention and then defending your focus like your life depends on it, because it kind of does. It's about shifting your mindset from mindlessly consuming content to actively creating things.
And it's about using that peak morning energy for your hardest, most important tasks. That's how you get the highest possible return on every single minute.
And this definition just perfectly ties it all together, doesn't it? Time isn't some separate category. It is the currency you spend to invest in your health by going to the gym, and it's the currency you spend to invest in your skills by reading a book. How you spend your time literally determines everything else.
So, what does this all really mean? Let's bring it all home and pull it together into a simple, powerful blueprint for your success.
It really just comes down to these 3 pillars. Your health is the solid foundation you build everything on. Your skills are the multiplier that's going to accelerate your growth, and your time is the finite currency you spend to build it all. If you can get these 3 things right, everything else has a way of falling into place.
And here it is. This might be the most important takeaway of all. Financial success isn't the thing you start with. It's the natural outcome of getting these fundamentals right. A healthy, skilled person who invests their time wisely, that's a person who will inevitably build wealth. The money always follows the value you create.
So, the only question left is, which investment will you make today? You've got the degree, you've got the blueprint. Your future isn't some far-off, distant thing. It's being built by the choices you make right now, in this very moment. Is it going to be a workout, an hour spent reading a book, a focused block of creative work? The choice is yours. Go make it.